How to master rejection responding. Who said this? If you are not getting rejected on a daily basis, then your goals are not ambitious enough. That was Chris Dixon, the fellow entrepreneur and venture capitalist. Who said this? I take rejection as someone blowing a horn in my ear to wake me up and get going rather than retreat. That was Sylvester Stallone. Recently, I was asked by one of my clients how they can avoid getting rejected over and over. I've seen a lot of other people try to launch rejection-proof lifestyles where they are constantly dodging risks in order to maintain a sense of safety. For me, I embrace rejection, and I believe that it is essential to our personal development. I have a little saying when it comes to dealing with rejection. Make a space for rejection at your table. For me, this means that I pretty much expect it to happen with every risk that I take. If I'm going to be pitching a new product to my investors, I keep the chance of rejection present in my mind. I remind myself over and over, 50-50. There's a 50% chance they'll go for this either way, and I need to be prepared for either outcome. According to Psychology Today, the feeling of being rejected was essential into our development as humans. Evolutionary psychologists assume that brain developed an early warning system to alert us when we were at risk of ostracism. Because it was so important to get our attention, those who experience rejection as more painful gained an evolutionary advantage. I don't believe in rejection proofing, but prefer rejection responding. When I was just starting out in business, I was putting myself out there every single day. I was pitching to people who were perfect strangers. I was pouring my entire life into one product that I would hope launch my career. I saw a lot of my peers lose faith in themselves as they kept hearing the word no over and over. Some days it was hard for me to ignore the self-doubt I experienced. I thought that I could handle rejection fairly well, by phone and email that is. When I found myself face to face with my investor who said no to my idea, my strength was tested. I didn't want to focus on overcoming rejection, because I figured that was case-by-case basis. I knew that I couldn't change the way people responded to my product, but I could change the way I responded to their rejection. By making a room for rejection at my table, I addressed it head-on and mastered the way I responded to it if it ever came to me. Number 1, thank rejection for making you stronger. I'm sure we can all produce several examples of when it seems incredibly personal, but even then remind yourself that the person rejecting you doesn't know you. Only you can truly know yourself. Their rejection may depend on the bad impression they got of you on all the situation. Only you can control your reaction to it. Number 2, this is nothing new. We have felt rejected before and will feel it again and again. I often remind myself that this is not the end of the world, and that this feeling will pass. Then it will come again, and then it will pass as well. Life is about things coming together and falling apart, only to come together again. Life is a cycle, and the sooner we can all grasp the concept and remember it, the better we can get along. Number 3, imagine the bright future just around the corner. By giving up when we are in the midst of feeling rejected, we may never fully realize what opportunities may have been resting right on the corner. I never want to surrender the chance to have an incredible opportunity just because I gave up too soon after being rejected. Keep pushing on and fighting, and that becomes its own reward.